All right, first off, man, how inspiring all these people were today. It was super cool. I mean, Danny's still small, which we all know, but it was one of the things I want to talk about, you know, me and Cole actually talked about this a bunch of times. Like, we would do these things on like how to get abs, right, and success. And then also, you know, when we would have the videos, how not to get abs. So I'm actually going to pose what I think needs to happen and just kind of explain how I got here, but then also show you the other side so that you can be like, yeah, fuck, I do that too. Like, because we all do, right? And so, but I want to point out this picture is super interesting. So this was my office in my first gym, and this was my supplement center. Now, yes, I'm stretching this a little bit because we had 2 boxes of protein bars. I think there's like 4 proteins on each, and this is shakers because I couldn't even fill it up because my stock was so low. But this is what started it, because I was like, can I sell enough supplements to pay, you know, my rent, which was $600 a month, in my 900 square foot, you know, gym. Gym is a stretch. It was a ladder closet that they rented out when they rehabbed the building in the mini mall in the hood I was in at the time. Amazing. Our graphics room is actually bigger than the gym was at that time. But, you know, I was feeling awesome. Now, you guys will love this. So I took the door off this so I would have more room in the gym, right? I just used this same strategy in AG's dorm, or in his house on campus. I said, bro, I know what to do. He got the smallest room with all of his roommates. Bro, you just take the door off. So I've been executing this for years, is what I'm saying, right? So anyway, so this is really how it starts. You're talking, this is the closet. There's actually one of the things that Rachel made me, it's still here from T3 personal training back in the day. All right, so a way to success. Now, for you guys that are around me, like, this is what my brain looks like pretty often. I should have took a picture of the whole whiteboard in our basement gym, because it looks like, what is wrong with this guy? This is something I actually drew probably 2 years ago during a workout on a Saturday. And I was just like, how did this stuff happen? Like, what could I like explain to people that would potentially like inspire them maybe to think a little differently? And I also understand that some of it's personality driven. I can't expect everybody to think the way that I think. And I can't think sometimes like the way I heard Travis talk today, right? And so, but the reality is I think that I'm kind of put here to kind of make you just even entertain thinking a little differently. And so I want to explain what each one of these essential kind of icons, you know, mean to me. And then this was another stretch, a piece of artwork that I made that basically, this is coal mining tape. So this is like when you're a coal miner, because I used to be a coal miner, this tape does everything. If the roller's falling off the belt line, coal mine tape. If your hammer ain't working, coal mine tape. We carry like 15 rolls of this at all times. So, you know, in the coal mine, we're working and, you know, the ceiling's this high, your back's rubbing the ceiling, shit's broken down, you're shoveling for hours, you're just always trying to make do. And so that's why I use the outlines of that, just because it's kind of all-purpose stuff and it's super meaningful to me. So I'm gonna break down each one of these now. So daydream, like this is me at the trailer when I'm in high school. It's like, success has to start in the mind. Matt talked about this a lot. It's like, if you don't really see maybe exactly what you want, it's hard to be like, could I be different than that? And when you start to think differently and you allow your mind to drift, like, what happens if this isn't where I'm supposed to be? I used to tell myself I was meant to do great things. I don't even know where the hell that came from, but I just knew I was not meant to do this. What's ironic is I just barged 6 trailers over, welded them up, and put them on my own island 25 years later. It started in this white trailer. Now they're piled on top of each other on Muscle Islands. It's crazy. But you have to allow your mind to drift. And so why I put this the way I did is that people are like scared to dream, because you might have your cousin that says, oh, that ain't gonna happen. Or maybe even a parent that maybe thinks it's not possible. But what I started to understand about myself was, I'm not really gonna follow what society says. That, think about like the imagination when you're a little kid. You think that the sun sets and you're just riding your bike out there and everything's possible, and we get compressed over time that that's not possible. I really felt like that initially, but then I haven't felt like that since. Because to me, I would then First off, terrible in school. I'm always the guy staring out the window, 2.1, 13 on my ACT, definitely not a Rhodes Scholar. But I was also sitting and thinking like, why can't I have a gym that's my own? Why can't I lift weights and get paid? That was my ultimate goal. I didn't even know what that would turn into. You guys got to understand that when Irene gave me $20 to teach her how to do bicep curls the first time, I felt successful. When I could pay my bills lifting weights, I was like mind blown. I'm like, this is really possible. So if you asked me when I was 21 years old, because I was 20 when I started the gym, we were celebrating my 21st birthday as a business owner, and I'm paying my actual bills after I ran out of the coal mining money. To me, I was successful. So if I looked at myself that way, and I think because of comparison and all these things nowadays, you think you gotta have all this crazy shit. I got some of that crazy shit 25 years later, 30 years later, but I felt successful in that moment. So everything on top of that was just gravy to me. And so the big thing about this point is, if your mind drifts somewhere and you see something, don't automatically discount it. Oh, man, what if I could do this? What if I could do that? I had a lot of that shit happen in my life. Came true. But I had to see it there first. So that's like the first one I want you to think about. Number 2, this is my attempt at a notebook and a pen. The dream has to have structure, it's just fantasy. Like, Danny talked a lot about this, and so did Matt. It's like, you got to take that abstract, okay, I'm thinking I'm going to be this like famous trainer. I want to be able to do all this. I'm going to work with athletes, blah, 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 blah. How the fuck am I getting there? What it's going to be required? How can I like literally take this abstract thought where most people thought I was fucking probably crazy? And honestly, I didn't even share it with a ton of people because I didn't care. Your dream only has to be true to you. I don't need validation from anyone, because if I believe it and I know what I'm willing to do, that's it. But you have to write it down and you have to reverse engineer it. This is like, listen, I used to start doing this all the way back when we was drunk on campus. You can ask Dustin, I'd be like, how many tacos can I get for $5? I'm reversing engineering that shit all the way back then. I look at everything that way. How many clients do I need to pay my bills? How many mafia members do we need to do it this way? What is my goal that I'm dreaming about, and how do I take it all the way back and know what the action is? And then whether you're able to do what you're willing to do is 2 different things. I beat so many people that are better than me all the time, and I could stare them in their fucking eyes, and I know it. I know they ain't got it, because I'm gonna keep showing up the next day and the next day. And the thing I love the most, especially when they hate on top of it, is I just wear them out to where they give in. David Goggins talks about taking their soul. I know there's motherfuckers when they saw that Island debut, they loved it. And I know exactly what they're thinking. And whether that's true or not, that's part of it, right? Because there's a lot of people that, once again, they want you to be successful till you're more successful than them. They want you to do good until you're still getting up and they're not. And there's a lot that happens. But because I set up exactly what I wanted to do, I thought that if I could, on a daily basis, reverse engineer it, then one day I would get a chance at some of these things. So daydream it, and then put together what's the process that's needed to try to make it happen. Next, outside the box. So this is when me and Rachel was at Arnold's house for Christmas. He has a picture of himself smoking a cigar in his house. I think I need some pictures like that. It'd be sweet. So I was in his house. I'm like, fuck it, I'm taking a picture in front of this. It's dope. Those type of moments is wild to me. And, we just saw him at the Classic the other day, and it was super cool. Outside the box. To create a life that's outside the norm, you have to think outside the norm. I've always felt like I really didn't fit in, because, the way I kind of perceived myself or thought, like, it was probably like very delusional when you're living in a trailer. You're not even really that gifted of an athlete. You have zero money. Check this out. You've never met somebody that has the job you want. It didn't exist where I'm from. In the late 90s, personal training was a fictitious job that people have in California. I'm 4th generation coal miner. Like, nobody's a personal trainer. These dudes thought when I said that, I was like saying I was going to be an alien. Like, for real. Like, Richard Simmons. Like, that's the only one they knew, and you have to be old enough to even know that reference. It's the worst reference in the history of personal training. I mean, terrible, right? And so that's, I'll never forget it. I get, in the coal mine, you get on the cage at 5 a.m., the elevator takes you 600 feet underground, and then my job site be up to like 7-8 miles in underground. And first first day I get on the cage and I've got both my earrings in, which I was like, I cannot believe I did not take these out because I knew it. I got in there, so boy, what's in your ears? And then what do you want to be? I said, I want to be a personal trainer. And this 60-year-old coal miner, that's when he said, oh, you want to be like Richard Simmons? And I was just, geez, it's just fucking day one. I'm in trouble. It was, so look, the box represents the limitation, and the growth is where you like get expansion. You're here. Today's a growth opportunity, right? Whether you pick up from something that these coaches over here talked about, or Daniel or Morgan, it's like you just get one nugget that will help that growth. That's why I'm so passionate about events like this. Like, this is what we love out here. It's the music, it's lifting. And then this is the other part I love, which is like, if there's one thing that, I say today or someone else says today, or like how you felt when Matt was talking today, like how real was that? Shout out to Matt. That was awesome. So it's like, when you're moved to that level because it's that serious, that's really when you're alive. You know what I mean? So you must challenge the conditioning, the thought process, and quit thinking in this small thing. And if you're daydreaming and you're actually writing down a process and then you're not thinking inside the box, pretty much anything's possible, truly. Now, there's some things that are limiting from a standpoint of like athletic performance or whatever, but in theory, everything's possible. All right, the unseen to the seen. This is something I'm like borderline obsessed with, is the intuition and putting all this stuff together. Because everything's created twice. First, it's created in your mind, then it's created in reality. The unseen is that belief. To believe in things you can see and touch is no belief at all, but to believe in the unseen is a triumph and a blessing from Abraham Lincoln. It's just like the seen is the proof, but no one else has to believe in it. That's the thing. I think, and I would do this on purpose sometimes, I would tell somebody my, thing I want to create, and I would look in their eyes to see if they believe me. Most of the time, they wouldn't believe me. Maybe my family believes me. Rachel will give me some hate every now and again, but I need that. Like, she's, there's a certain reality from time to time. But the point is that I would almost do it as like a challenge to myself, because I could see maybe their insecurity would come back to me, whether it's a family member or whatever. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter because I believed it. But here's what I want to tell you. When this process happens and you get to that unseen to the seen, I held it in my mind, I worked for it, I believed, and it became real. You're never the same. You're literally never the same. Because then it happened once. Then is it on accident when it keeps happening? A lot of people say some of this stuff is woo-woo. Cool. Shit keeps happening to me. Did it happen or did I create it? Did I make it happen? You could argue back and forth. And it's like one of those things where once it happens, you keep building on it because you just keep believing it's going to happen again. It's why I'm such a positive person, because I believe it's going to be difficult. I believe there's going to be challenges. I also believe I'm built for it because of the things I've already talked about. I built this person. He wasn't born this way. The clock. So the time is a separator. This is from a lunge session Trayvon captured up at Denison, where I did probably 1,000 miles of lunges in my life. Time is the separator. Are you willing to put 1 year, 10, 20, like, do you love it? If I was just a personal trainer that had 20 clients and I was lifting weights and getting paid, I would have been just fine. Because to me, that was a massive win. And all of these other things that have happened and the things I'm pulled to do now, which is what you guys are sitting in right now, is all just a plus on top of that. But most people quit before the compound even shows up because they give up too early. It takes listen to me. Everybody that runs their own business or has built anything great, it takes way longer. It's way more difficult. You have to work for that opportunity and you have to make the opportunity. And this is the problem where I think because of today, everybody wants it right now. It won't happen. I want it right now. I know these things to be true. It does not matter. It's human nature. So if you can get your setup together where you're like, I have dreamed it, I have orchestrated it, I am thinking and developing myself, which is what we are doing right now. I've had some baby wins that have started here and now they're this and they're actually true. And then I'm clocking in. And I believe in it this much, and I will adapt and push and change some things, but this is me. I'm Cory, I'm the trainer. I'm Cory, I'm this, I'm that. Like, I'm just in it to win it for real. and I will do it for a long enough period of time. Now, what I want to do now is flip it on you guys, because I'm trying to keep you motivated, but I'm also trying to keep you away from the stuff that will steal your fucking dreams. And that's what we're going to talk about now. So, we talked about the daydream. Now we're going to say how not to daydream. And this one, the first one, everybody is happening right now. Distract yourself constantly. The amount of, and listen, I live on social media. It's part of our business, right? Social media, negative people, drama. Like, everybody that really deals with me understands I'm allergic to drama. I am fucking allergic to it. You have like 1, 2, 3 times, I'll deal with you. After that, I'm the fucking axe man. I will cut you faster than I won't answer your calls. If I have to deal with you because you're family, it'll be very, very subtle, but I just don't fucking deal with it. Because I know how it creeps in and what it does to you. You'll listen to everyone else's limiting beliefs. Oh, you know what? When I tried that pizza shop, it didn't work. Motherfucker, you ain't me. Straight up. Oh, well, Suzanne tried to do this personal training studio. This is what this guy told me one time. And it didn't work for her. I just got out the fucking coal mine. What you think? You think me and Suzanne's the same? What the fuck are we talking about? But this is what people let their dreams die there. Constantly comparing yourself. That's really hard. We're in a business where there's a ton of drug use. There's a ton of new people coming on the scene, all of these things. Part of the reason why I miss trends is because I ain't paying attention to nobody else. When Muscle Farm was growing, I was paying attention to Gatorade and Nike. I didn't give a fuck what any other supplement business was doing. And I would say it's the same at Max Effort. We're running our own race. We're having our own stuff. We do our own thing. And sometimes we miss that this isn't, popular or that's popular. Maybe we need to adjust. But I'd rather be that way because we ain't really trying to be like anyone else. We're trying to be like us. And then thinking, I left this blank, thinking it's not possible because of I'm too slow, I'm too fat, I'm not smart. You can just put whatever you want in that blank. This right here will fucking rob you. And the things that we're doing today are trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Number 2, how to not use the pen. Never take action, never write it down. Oh no, that shit's cheesy. I got a $1 Mead notebook. Rachel can tell you I got them stacked all over the house. I've started stuff and got it written and I'll come back to it and they're in the office and they're on the area where my keys are that she's always mad about because it's messy. And but it's always written down somewhere. Don't really think about what the action is needed. Don't put no action to it. Don't put any goals or boundaries. Oh, you know what? I like happy hour on Tuesdays, but then it creeps to Wednesday. And, fuck it, I'm just going to miss this workout and that. It's no goals, no boundaries. And zero direction. When I read about Napoleon Hill the first time in Carnegie, they talked about, they didn't have GPS. It's easier to understand. It's like you're just driving in your car and you ain't plugging it in. To me, having no, it's you're just kind of, you know what I mean? Think about it. When you just, is that what we're doing? That's the way this is literally how I think about it. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's what zero direction looks like to me. And if you think about it, even make yourself laugh, is that kind of what you got going? It doesn't matter. You don't have to have your own business. It can be ascending in the company you work with. Doesn't really matter, but just think about this. If you're not taking these actions, how the fuck are you going to get there? People are mad that they don't get the goals, but they had no strategy to get there. So how can you be mad? You got the result that was coming to you. No one's going to give no fairy dust and go, you're anointed, you're put on. Put your fucking self on. That's what I'm doing right here. I'm putting my fucking self on. That's key. All right, thinking inside the box. I love this one. It's my favorite one. Let's repeat the same patterns of people you would never switch fucking places with. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take that advice because I want to live just like you. Matt talked about that a lot today. He did it for a little while, then he realized that wasn't it. So I love my parents. I didn't want to trade places with them. I didn't want to trade places with them. I wanted to fucking do something different. So I needed to find some new fucking patterns to change some stuff. Limit yourself because of excuses. Everybody got a ton of excuses. I mean, we're all got a ton of excuses. But like, check those excuses. As soon as you have that limiting belief that has that pressure on you, think, wait, is this an excuse or is this reality? Probably 9 times out of 10 it's probably an excuse. You know, continue to listen, be part of drama. Don't believe it's possible. Just super negative thinking. Now, a lot of people think you're positive, you got your head in the sand. Some people could think that. I think I'm starting on the positive side, and then when the shit gets bad, I just deal with it. I don't just expect it to go bad. I expect to fucking win. I expect this to be fun today. I expect for you guys to get value from it. I expect for us to grow and impact people. Why would I think of anything else? Like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people lead with this part. Whether you're good or whether you're bad, you're right. You're right. You know what I mean? So think about just like start with the positive side. And it takes a little while to, I'll use this word lightly, brainwash yourself to start on the positive side. Because there is some people that are just brought up in a negative situation. But I'm telling you, the world's a lot brighter when you start on the positive side. All right, the scene. I love this. Only believe it when it happens. Man, I heard that a million times. I kind of would love that because I'm like, I know it's going to happen. So when you see it, you're going to be like, fuck. You know what I mean? And so the age old, like, I'll believe it when I see it. You know, these people can't see through the trees. And so I would argue, even if that's a natural like way that you operate, when I say seeing through the trees, it's like you're on this side of the hill and the trees are kind of covering the water. And this really was kind of true, which is why I use a slide at Muscle Island. When I stood in the middle of the island, I couldn't see the water because there was so much overgrown. Anybody that helped me clear it, like it was insane. And this couldn't even have been more true in that moment when I was standing there and I was like, all right, should I actually buy this island and try to do this? And can I see what it can become? And it's like, I could see through the trees. And I know most people believed me, but when it actually became in the physical form, it is unbelievable. Like it's exceeded expectations and just allowing yourself to imagine it. So lastly is the clock. Like you're not using your time. Listen, consistency is something I talk about a lot. If you're not consistent, you don't have goals and boundaries, you're not going to have any momentum. Momentum is the hardest thing to create and the easiest thing to lose. It is the hardest thing to create and the easiest thing to lose. The consistent goals and boundaries create momentum. And it's like, you know, you can't expect it overnight. And, you know, usually people that don't take advantage of the time, very low perseverance. You have to build yourself to be tougher. That's what the workout does. That's what all the lunges did. That's what all these like early morning, like I built myself as a person that doesn't have low perseverance, that knows that I'm going to be on the other side of it, that will put these boundaries so I can create momentum in my life for me and my family. And it's like everybody wants, you know, to maybe see this stuff. This stuff is hard, but it's actually like free from a standpoint of like, you ain't got to go nowhere to find that. You can find that right inside your damn self. It's all there. So kind of that, what I'll wrap it up in saying is that one thing that I wanted to make sure that you guys got here today was inspired by my friends that got to speak before me, which was super cool. And then to kind of wrap it up with, just think, let your brain just wander a little bit today. Like when you go back home, like you guys are living in my daydream right now. That's what you're doing. Low rim basketball, me and Dustin listening to hip hop music, like hardcore old school gym, like even the speakers, like the value here, like this is things that I have dreamed up and then did this exact process. And so this clock is what we're in right now. There's a few people here, you know, maybe we had 50, 80, 100 people, whatever. There'll be a day when it'll be on that floor. Or will it have to be, maybe it'll be at Cherry Valley where I know a lot of you guys stay because we have so many people. And I believe that because we're in this part right here. All of this stuff has already happened. And so I just want to, you know, just hope that you guys can start to think that way a little bit and get some value. And I just appreciate you being here today. So thank you.